Where are you going? You haven't left without hitting like and subscribe, have you? Because you need to do that. And there's also a bell. You got to hit the bell. And also twitch.tv/allneedser. That's where you can find me and where all these clips are from. Okay, that's it. I do have to go. The seagulls have found me, so enjoy the video. I don't agree that it's a Christmas movie, but you should try and track down a Die Hard game. Okay. Are we really going to have this conversation? Die Hard is a Christmas movie. The author of the book that it's based on has said that it is a Christmas story. It's not necessarily like a movie about Christmas. It is a book, but it is set during Christmas. There are plenty of bits of media out there that are set during Christmas that get lumped into the it's a Christmas movie or book or whatever piece of media. And I firmly believe that a movie, especially one that features, I think it's like 2 to 3 different Christmas songs, has many allusions within the movie to the fact that it takes place during Christmas, ends with, I mean, it's not snow, but it's all like the debris and ash falling down in LA. It ends with that like iconic shot of the two of them in the back of the limo driving off. There is so much Christmas iconography in that movie that I don't understand how people can't be like, oh, I think it's become a bit of a meme now for people to be like, oh, but it's not a Christmas movie, because like people like me started the meme of like, oh, it is a Christmas movie. And I do. I literally watch it every Christmas Eve. Like that is one of my traditions, is watching Die Hard on Christmas Eve. Yeah, I think that like the whole like pushback against it is just because they know, like people know that it annoys people who say that it isn't a Christmas movie. But like it is. I'm sorry, but it just is. It's just a Christmas movie. Like it takes place during Christmas or Christmas Eve. There is so much Christmas iconography throughout the whole thing. And I understand like the whole like, you know, and I used to be like this myself, was like, you know, you see a bunch of people liking something and you try to find a way to like take that away from them. I don't know. I just don't have that mentality. I'm just like, yeah, let people enjoy things. Let people enjoy it as a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie to me. I watch it during Christmas. It's one of my Christmas traditions. And if something has become a Christmas tradition to you, then it's part of Christmas lore, whether it's your own headcanon or not, or part of the wider sort of scope of pop culture. It is intrinsically tied to Christmas. I could say fucking Home Alone isn't a Christmas movie. It is, but it has less, I think Home Alone has less direct references to Christmas than Die Hard does. And everyone puts like Home Alone or something like Alf. Like Alf is obviously just all Christmas, right? That is a like hard and fast, like that is a Christmas movie. Everyone can agree with that, right? But something like Home Alone, which is like intrinsically tied to Christmas and because it takes place during Christmas or whatever, I think has less direct Christmas references than something like Die Hard does. It's like the meme of you following the crowd thinking that Nickelback suck, because otherwise you're being hypocritical. There is a massive difference between the objective or subjective in this case, because all art is subjective, the subjective quality of a band and the themes and tropes of a film. So if people were to say that Die Hard sucks as a movie, then I would be like, okay, that's your own personal taste. But it's like me saying, is Nickelback a rock band? Yes, it is. They play rock music. I can't deny that Nickelback's a rock band, but I can subjectively within my own like personal taste think that they fucking suck. I don't like them as a band. I don't think they add really anything of quality or stuff that we haven't heard before to the rock genre. Do I think they have an audience for a reason? Yes, because they play very accessible rock music. I can't deny that they're a rock band because that's the genre in which they exist. Look at this photograph. Yeah, I know. It is like, you're right. It is all a matter of perspective, but there is an inherent difference between the subjective quality of a piece of media or a band or a movie or whatever juxtaposed against the actual genre in which that media exists. Nickelback play music. They play rock music. They are a rock band. You have to put them in the same category as bands like the Foo Fighters, as bands like Led Zeppelin, as bands like Nirvana, right? These all play a wide variety of different styles of rock music. And somewhere all the way down from Mumford & Son, right? Mumford & Son fall into like that folk rock style, right? You put them all the way down here. Then at the other end of that spectrum, you would have something like I don't know, Queens of the Stone Age, which is like hard grunge, dirty, filthy stoner rock. You have these two bands, but they all belong in that same spectrum. And Nickelback fits somewhere in that. I can't deny them that. I can't deny that they're not music. They are music. But subjectively, I can say that I don't like their music. But I can't deny the fact that they fall into a certain genre of music. Same with Die Hard. People can say they don't like it. But you have to look at it from the perspective of like, it is a movie set during Christmas, filled with Christmas iconography, and it has become a part of the Christmas pop culture zeitgeist. That is undeniable. So I think the argument of whether it's a Christmas movie or not is a moot point. I think you can argue if it's a good movie. I think it's a fucking great movie. I think John McTiernan is a fucking great director when it comes to directing action. I think the performances, like top to bottom, are pretty solid. Like at the top, you've obviously got Alan Rickman, who just fucking kills it. I think this is like his first major motion picture. It's so good. Maybe one of the best movie villains ever. And then after that, the acting sort of, but it's the action, everything else around that just makes that movie what it is. And without Christmas being a part of that movie, it loses something. It loses some of its essence. There's certain elements of that film that would be worse without being set at Christmas. Would you say Edward Scissorhands is a Christmas movie? I haven't seen Edward Scissorhands for years. Is it set during Christmas? It is. All right, yeah, that's fine. I have no problem with that. But it's the same as like saying something like, okay, Iron Man 3, for example. A lot of people put that in the It's a Christmas movie category. Shane Black, the director, pretty much sets all of his movies during Christmas. But he makes movies set around the time of Christmas. But I mean, there's the scene in Iron Man 3 where like the president is hung up as the star on top of the Christmas tree. So there's definitely like iconography within that. Yeah, it is slightly subjective, but I feel that most movies that are set during Christmas that are iconic in the way they use Christmas to tell part of the story, whether there is direct Christmas references, whether it be Christmas songs, it's hard to deny the fact that they are built around being Christmas movies. And so much of Die Hard is built around the idea that it is set during Christmas. He tapes the gun to the back, like to his back, with fucking Christmas tape. Like, there are so many things that are just like, when the author of the book, the guy who made the fucking book, like wrote the source material, has come out and said, yes, it is supposed to be a Christmas story. Then you have to go, okay, so the guy who made the source material, like there's so much of that stupid meme of just like a literature class at a university is like, someone like breaks down why a door is red. And like the author's like, who's like giving the guest lectures is like, no, I just made the door red. Like there's no deeper meaning as to why the door is red. There is a lot of like people reading into stuff. When the author directly comes out and he's like, it's a Christmas story. I said it during Christmas because it's a Christmas story. Then when it's adapted into a movie and the movie like keeps all of that iconography and actually expands on it, then guess what? It's a Christmas movie. Simple. Easy. Lawyered. That's all the tape that's available around then. Yes, but there would have been no tape in the hallway if people weren't wrapping Christmas presents, Benjamin. Why would there be tape in a random hallway if it wasn't for Christmas? No one needs tape in a random hallway on a trolley. But they do during Christmas because they've got to wrap presents because it's a staff party and they're doing like a Kris Kringle thing. All right? Just saying.